For decades, the Long Walk bisected Howard's main campus and was used as a procession during commencement ceremonies. Today, it is used as an everyday path by students from class to class. The Howard University women's lacrosse team was the first Division I women's team at an HBCU. The program began in 1997 as a club sport and became a Division I varsity sport the very next season. PCs are slowly becoming a thing of the past when it comes to social media, as 60% of users use mobile devices such as tablets and cell phones to engage with Twitter every day, making the convenience of getting news on your phone better than ever before. The enrollment of students of color at predominantly white institutions in the DMV, specifically George Washington, American, and the University of Maryland, has risen to average 10% according to College Board, but some students face challenges assimilating to the new environment. At George Washington University, students of color gather at the Multicultural Student Services Center to participate in organizations for minorities on campus.
Every student of color needs, they need that refuge. You know, in the event that something happens that bothers them.
Some students feel certain hardships are directly linked to their ethnicity.
A challenge I definitely face as a black male at GW is making sure that I'm being taken seriously in a professional or academic place. What I've realized is that even doesn't matter like what your grades are or how you talk and how professional you are. If you look a certain way, you're automatically going to have to fight certain stereotypes.
Students here at American University have begun a petition to add cross-cultural communications to the general education requirement in an effort to create a more culturally inclusive environment on campus.
I think it's about getting every voice heard in the classroom setting.
Students hope this will help bridge the separation among the 6% of black students and the rest of the student body.
It was hard to find like other students of color. There wasn't like a place like to network unless like you were heavily involved in like BSA or Black Student Association.
At the University of Maryland, Community Roots is a multicultural advocacy organization striving to unite different cultures as one voice for change on campus.
Although Maryland is very diverse, it's not very inclusive. So this board is, its purpose is to create a more inclusive area for students.
For Howard University News Service, I'm Jazmyn Cadogan. Nearly 2 decades ago, 2 Howard women had a dream that led to the birth of Howard University Women's Lacrosse, the first women's team at an HBCU. Fast forward a few years and the team is still breaking barriers. But after a recent documentary crediting Hampton men the first effort, it seems as though their success has been overlooked.
Appreciation should go on both sides. We don't want to take away what they achieved, and we don't want what we've achieved to go unnoticed.
I think the biggest thing that stood out to me was that it was almost disrespectful to our program.
The Howard University women's lacrosse team was the first Division I women's team at an HBCU. The program began in 1997 as a club sport and became a Division I varsity sport the very next season. For 11 seasons, the team competed independently without a conference, finding short-lived success in some. They have now found a home in the Atlantic Sun Conference since the 2012-2013 season. It was that season that Howard took on Delaware State, the second HBCU to house the women's sport, in the very first NCAA-recorded Division I matchup between 2 HBCUs.
I wanted to be part of a growing program. I wanted to help grow the game, and what better way to do it at this kind of institution.
The team's athletic accomplishments continue to unfold, but the meaning of this program runs even deeper for some.
I've been playing on a predominantly white team since high school, and then so coming here to see women who are obviously good at the sport and love the sport that look like me, it's a very honorable and it's a huge achievement.
Kind of changing and making the playing field within women's lacrosse more diverse and trying to incorporate a program here at Howard, I think is phenomenal. And I think, you know, we started a trend. Delaware State has now since added Division I women's lacrosse. UDC has a program at the Division II level. So I really think it's wonderful to see our sport growing, but also becoming more diverse.
For News Vision, I'm Jazmyn Cadogan.